just have to make it up and do the best you can. Kate speaks candidly about the reality of motherhood, as she admits to suffering from a lack of confidence and feelings of ignorance. The Duchess of Cambridge spoke movingly about her experience of motherhood today, admitting that she suffered from a lack of confidence when it comes to her parenting abilities. Kate, 35, was speaking on the issue of maternal mental health, and also admitted that being a mother could be tough even for someone like herself who has had help in terms of nannies and housekeepers. The royal, who is mother to Prince George, 3, and 22-month-old Princess Charlotte, has as both a full-time nanny and at least 2 housekeepers, as well as other household staff. She said, "Personally, becoming a mother has been such a rewarding and wonderful experience. However, at times it has also been a huge challenge, even for me, who has support at home that most mothers do not. And yet there is no rule book, no right or wrong. You just have to make it up and do the very best you can to care for your family. For many mothers, myself included, this can, at times, lead to lack of confidence and feelings of ignorance." She added, "Sadly, for some mothers, this experience can be made so much harder due to challenges with their own mental health. 2 in 10 women will suffer mental health issues that can occur during pregnancy and in the year after birth, often clouding their moments of joy with a real sense of darkness and isolation. Many of these women also suffer in silence, overwhelmed by negative feelings, but also afraid to admit to the struggles they are facing due to the fear or shame of what others might think if they aren't coping. Some of this fear is about the pressure to be a perfect parent, pretending we're all coping perfectly and loving every minute of it. It's right to talk about motherhood as a wonderful thing, but we also need to talk about its stresses and strains. It's okay not to find it easy. Asking for help should not be seen as a sign of weakness. If any of us caught a fever during pregnancy, we would seek advice and support from a doctor. Getting help with our mental health is no different. Our children need us to look after ourselves and get the support we need." The Duchess, 35, also paid tribute to the victims of Wednesday's Westminster attack as she urged families, particularly mothers, to talk about their problems to either their friend, family or professionals. Conversations are crucial for mental well-being and they should be part of everyday family life. Talking about a problem with a friend or another trusted person can be the beginning of getting better, she said. As we approach Mother's Day, she said, it was important to see everyone celebrate and value the fundamental importance that mothers play in family life. She concluded, mothers take on an overwhelming responsibility of caring for their families. Their role is vital in providing unconditional love, care, and support at home, particularly in the early years of a child's development. We therefore should do everything we can to support and value their hard work. Today's event was organized by Best Beginnings, a small charity that has, nevertheless, helped some 2 million families with emotional and practical support during pregnancy and beyond. It is a charity partner of William, Kate and Harry's Heads Together campaign, which is working to banish the stigma that exists around the issue of mental health. Despite the heightened level of security in the capital, Kate embodied the keep calm and carry on mentality of Londoners as she carried out her official engagement as planned. The venue, at the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, is Regent's Park, is just a few miles from the scene of yesterday's terrorist atrocity. The Duchess, wearing a striking 60s-style dress by a Ponine she has worn before, watched one of a series of films called Out of the Blue about the issue of maternal mental health. The series was created by Best Beginnings to explore the range of mental health issues that can affect mothers, such as anxiety and low moods, as well as the more severe forms of depression, through the stories of real mothers across the country. The films are also aimed to help fathers and other family members understand what new mothers go through and how they can be supported more effectively. Afterwards, she sat in on a parental support group where mothers and fathers told her of their experiences. Among them was Kirsty Francois and her daughter Tegan Mia, too. She was just 19 when she had her daughter, and although working in a nursery, found herself homeless after experiencing problems with her daughter's father. Nothing she dealt with at work, she told the Duchess, compared to having to deal with being a mother herself. It got to a point where I was trying to support all 3 of us and I just wasn't coping. I became so withdrawn from her. My nurse recognized that there was clearly some depression there. That unleashed everything I had held back for long, Kirsty told Kate. Once I had let everything out, it felt like a weight was off my shoulders. I had struggled because there is already such a stigma with young parents, and I had wanted to prove them wrong. That's when I got involved with Best Beginnings. I was able to talk about what I was feeling. Did sharing your feelings help, do you think? Asked Kate. Yes, definitely, the floodgates opened, replied Kirsty. The Duchess also spoke to Catherine Grant, 36, from London, who after enjoying a wonderful pregnancy with her much-longed-for son, suffered a terribly traumatic birth and became one of just 1 in 1,000 mothers who experienced several postpartum psychosis. I wasn't sleeping, I was unable to feed, I had an infection and was in a bad way physically after I lost 3/4 of my blood, Catherine later explained. I begged for help with what I think was my last vestige of sanity. I just wanted to get my baby somewhere safe and was admitted to a special mother and baby unit. There she suffered what was described as a floridly psychotic episode which saw her hallucinate about the end of the world, her own death and her husband leaving her. It was as if I was living in an alternate reality, she said. It was something that came out of nowhere. I never expected it, and in many ways I felt like that I had let my husband down, as he comes from a good family and had never experienced anything like this either. Thanks to the help of a team of amazing professionals, Catherine made a good recovery, and her bright and funny son, now 4.5, is about to start school, while she is back at work. I feel very passionately about women, and fathers, getting the help they need at the right time and being able to talk about these issues, Kate told her. I know if William was here then he would say the same. The royal added, well done to you all in taking the step to come here and talk about your experiences. Having that conversation is so important. And she told little Mia, you have been so good, sitting there. I know George wouldn't have done the same at your age. Jessica Warren, 31, and her husband John, 32, said Kate told them when they met, I must give you a hug. The couple had been reliving their struggles with Jessica's postnatal depression after the birth of their 5-year-old daughter Lily. Straight away she said to John, I'm really sorry but I can't shake your hand, I have to give you a hug. And she gave me a hug as well, which was very nice. It was really informal, said Jessica, from North London. She was lovely, really warm and welcoming. It was like just having a conversation with another mum, because she is another mum. She said she was really grateful for us to be opening up and how important it is. She also said that if William was here he would have said the same thing and been really proud of us. She said that she's taken to motherhood as much as anyone else does, and that even though she does have help she's a human being, so she still has the same experiences other people have. But she says she's very lucky that she has a support network around her. She asked about our children and I told her my 5-year-old is slightly princess obsessed. She was very sweet and said to send her love to our girls. Jessica and John feature in one of the films that were shown at the event and had earlier spoken frankly about Jessica's postnatal depression, which almost drove her to step in front of a speeding train, but for the intervention of a passing stranger. Her experience led Jessica, mum to Lily, 5, and Rihanna, 10, to set up the London-based charity Cocoon Family Support. Nursery nurse Kirsty Francois, 21, also met the Duchess and told her how she'd suffered from depression after 2-year-old daughter Tegan was born. She genuinely took an interest in what I had experienced. She was very supportive and she wasn't judging me. I felt very comfortable and she really put me at ease, said Kirsty, from Basingstoke. Laura Keeley, 35, from Chichester, said, she was lovely and she listened and seemed genuinely interested. She said everyone has a degree of mental health and that it's certain pinch points that bring it out, and that really struck me. She said it in such a natural, accepting way. She was really understanding. Today's event was timed to coincide with Mother's Day on Sunday and took place a month before the London Marathon, for which Heads Together is the official charity of the year.